Okay. Hi guys, my name is Priscilla. So today we are going to continue with linguistic topic. In this case, we are going to talk about how the gender and identity and prestige are related to social interaction. So we know that people have different ways to communicate, but the important reasons, for example, how they learn and apply the language. We are going to give some real examples. So, Lisette, can you explain about this topic?
Yes, hi guys. So my name is Lisette, as my partners mentioned. First of all, I would like to start by saying that language not only transmit information, but also express how we are through the way we speak or accent, the words we use, the register we choose. We can construct and express our identity, and this becomes especially important when we talk about gender, prestige, and power, since language reflects and forms these social relationships. From a sociolinguistic perspective, I found the concepts mentioned by Jones and Themistocleus on audience design and the speaker design very interesting. These concepts explain how people adapt the way they speak according who they are addressing or the type of person they wish to represent. For example, when we attend a job interview, we are likely to adapt the way we speak to sound like more formal or more correct, even if we normally speak more informally or we use slangs in our daily lives. This change shows how language can be a tool for looking prestige or acceptance. And also, I think another important concept is the symbolic power given to languages and linguistic varieties, since they are not valued for what they are, but for who speaks them. There is often the idea that, for example, speaking an standardized variety like academic English can provide access to education or employment, while speaking an indigenous language or like how can I say, a regional variety can lead to stigmatization. And this is merely because prestige is socially constructed, and that directly impacts the power that speakers have within society. And the last comment that I like to mention is how society influenced the language. And here the role of gender is also involved. Traditionally, the woman previously had to use like more prestigious or ways of speaking and avoiding like bad words to be considered worthy persons. However, recent research shows that this is not a fit rule, because in certain contexts, like in youth groups, is precisely the girls who are not afraid of using their way of speaking as they want. In fact, they create like new linguistic innovation to make their identity of belonging to a social groups. And I think this is something that has been evolving during the time.
Thank you, Lisette. So, well, I would like to say example. Okay, it's a simple example about this topic. Well, first, imagine a popular influencer on social media. Okay, let's call her Priscilla. So, she is a bilingual. She speaks both Spanish and English perfectly. So she has two main types of audience. For example, Instagram followers and YouTube subscribers. So the first one is, well, most of whom are young people from Latin America and Spain who follow her for her fashion and traveling content. Okay, always in Spanish. Okay, because they are from Latin America. So on YouTube, subscribers who are from the United States, Canada, uh, and know her for her beauty tutorials, which she always does in English. Okay, so let's see how Sophia applies the audience design in this situation. So, for example, on Instagram, yeah. So for Instagram followers, when Priscilla, okay, records her Instagram stories, you notice her speaking style is much more relaxed. She uses idioms and colloquial expressions common in Latin America Spanish, like qué padre o qué chido, like how cool, or está padrísimo, it's awesome, or me encanta, in English is I love it. So her tone is more affectionate, so almost as if she gossiping with friends. She might even use internet slang or abbreviation in her caption. Here she's designing her language to connect with audience that values that closeness and authenticity in their own language. So on YouTube, for English audience, Sophia sits in front of camera for her YouTube channel. Her style changed dramatically. So her English is perfect, okay, but it's also more formal and technical. She uses specific vocabulary from the beauty industry, like application technique, product efficacy, or undertone. Her tone is more informative, okay, and her pronunciation is very careful, almost like she's giving a masterclass. Her sentence are more structured and complete, avoiding overly casual expression. That example, she is designing her language to meet the expectations of an audience looking for clear, professional, and information in English. So Sophia is the same. Sophia. Well, Priscilla. Well, I said like my name, but you can imagine another name. So it's the same person, but her way of speaking adapts to whom is listening. For example, Spanish audience on Instagram. Okay, the audience live in Latin America. Okay, so she isn't more authentic in one language than another. She's simply choosing and combining linguistic resources for her repertoire to enact an identity that resonates with each audience. So on Instagram, she's the fun, close friend. On YouTube, so she's the informant expert, and this is a perfect example of how style is continuous construction and how we are. Okay. So my partner Lucero will explain on and resume this topic. Resume this topic. Sorry.
Hi guys, my name is Lucero, and it's a pleasure here today with you. So, as my classmate mentioned, why do we use change the way we speak depending on the environment we're in? Well, From my point of view, we change our speaking style and the way we express ourselves in order to better adapt to the social context we're in. And this way, we feel that we'll be better understood or accepted. And it also allows us to emphasize our emotion or highlight something we want to stress during speech. With the example that my classmate Priscilla gave about an influencer, who speaks to different audience, and she does so with the goal of reaching multiple social words, not just within a single language, but by carefully choosing the style or the way of speaking she uses on each social media platform, as well as selecting either formal or informal words depending on the context she finds herself in. In this way, we can conclude that by adapting our language, adjusting our tone, vocabulary, or even our intonation, we change the way we speak in front and an audience depending on the situation or context we're in. We do this project or a positive image of ourselves to appear professional, to receive different social environments, to learn from another culture, and more. In the end, language doesn't just reflect who we are. It also reveals who we wish to become. So, this topic is important to be the different ways to speak in different contexts. So that's a pleasure to be here today, and this all for me. So Priscilla and Liz.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Lucero and Lisette. Thank you for your comments, your examples, and information. So that's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.